Hello and welcome everyone to another round of just some talking about current politics stuff and gaming news, etc. You know it, and some Battlefield in between. Also, this is now the big. Oh God, I don't like this episode because quite literally just before I started streaming, so I have a little wire behind my teeth, my front teeth, keep them in order, and on one end uh, it broke off. So like, I'm feeling the wire now. It's probably not the biggest problem. I just need to go to the dentist tomorrow. It's just, very irritating is the word. So in this very irritated state, we can talk about a lot now. Shall we? We have new stuff to do. I guess nothing really stands out. Spot is it? So Recon, SMG sounds all pretty normal. Let's just go in and play. Do hope everyone is doing well though. It's been a week, I would say. And obviously also a lot happened in the last 24 hours. God, that exposed wire is really distracting. I cannot tell you how much it's distracting me right now. It's well, fuck. Right, to do daily though today. The support demons. Yeah, we can do that. Again, oh my god, This is quite literally the worst timing this could have happened. Nice. Oh. Time to bail. Fuck.
We're close to taking ground. Be advised, hostiles are assaulting Echo.
Heads up! Hostiles are close! Defensive position needed on the marked objective. We have lost Echo.
Hostiles now hold more objectives. Out.
God, yeah, tomorrow will just be probably very early rise, very early calling the dentist, and just hopefully this will be fixed. It's not nice, is what I can say. Well, it's mostly annoying, but still.
Be advised, we've lost ground. Objective Foxtrot is no longer part of operation. All forces have light armored vehicles cleared for combat.
That's why dental care is important.
What?
And that's why dental care is important.
I mean, I guess dental care is important, but again, it's one of those, yeah, I can't do anything about that. It's just, it happened.
Oh, not that kind of dental care. I mean like dental health care.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I couldn't prevent it. Anyway, it would have fallen off at some point.
Yeah, I'm still talking about dental
Yeah.
health care, not about your ability to prevent it.
That's what I mean. It should be just free to go to the dentist for that.
And it is here.
Thankfully, I probably also will stay that way. Like every time there's the whole discussion of making dental care privately covered, the people who rally against it the most are dentists.
Our forces have neutralized Bravo.
And that should tell you everything when they do not want their services being covered privately, where they could jack up the prices, actually. Because dental care is, like, really fucking important.
Our forces hold a majority of objectives. We're close to taking ground. Be advised, enemies are attacking objective Bravo.
I think I can only complain about the fact that it happened, well, this late in the evening, so no dentist is open still. That sucks. That sucks just majorly.
Be advised, Alpha is under attack.
because like quite literally the left part of my tongue is now having it's constantly when I speak it's getting irritated because like that is not how it's supposed to feel when I move my tongue. So my whole brain is like why are you doing this? Also, better just go over it with your tongue again just to make sure it still is weird. Like, God, why?
I get you.
Monkey brain is really, really bad to control when you have permanent small irritations to manage.
Hold on, hold on!
Objective marked. We need you supporting the attack.
I'm here! I owe you one! يلا نتحرك!
We are moving on Delta. Our forces control more objectives than the enemy. We've just taken territory. Alpha has been removed from the operation. We've begun our assault on Charlie. We need attack support on the marked objective.
Yeah, that's the new Recon gadget. I can just blow up gadgets through walls, which is actually pretty cool. I have no ammunition now. Whoops.
Objective Charlie has been secured.
Let's move!
Shotgun!
Medic! Need a medic! I'm hit! Fuck!
You're alive!
Break this stalemate or hostile forces will lock down their objective. Attack support needed on the marked objective. Hostiles are attacking objective Charlie.
Hostiles now hold more objectives.
I have lead. A bit more cooler. So yeah, wow, lots happened recently. I mean, I don't know. Just saying this again, dental care should just be free. Everyone should just have free access to dental care. I genuinely think dental care is a fundamental human right, same as medical care. It should just be free, period. That is just, and all the arguments are for that. Everything. Like, quite literally, in general, the point of healthcare being, free is such a big thing because everyone's like, oh, we can save costs by it. You save no fucking costs by making any form of healthcare not free. And the math is actually so simple on that because when you actually make healthcare free and people can go and just get healthcare at any point, people will go preventatively to the doctor. People will take time off preventatively. So, you know, being ill doesn't spread through industries. Being ill doesn't actually disable people long term. Also, the more things get catched early, and that is like the major problem of most. The more things get catched early, the cheaper they are to actually solve. Like, quite literally. Have like teeth replacement and other problems? Yeah, that's not good. That is expensive as shit. But if you go to the dentist like twice a year and they look at it and they find, well, there's something small, it can be prevented. Same as, you know, with like seals being put on your teeth, they can also prevent a lot. There's so much, like, I think we need to be clear about one thing. Humans are, on one hand, we got really good at like actually curing illnesses, but, and this is like one of the biggest things that needs to get into the heads of everyone. Cures suck. Like, yeah, for example, and granted, this is a miracle. There is a cure for rabies. It is a hyper-specific one. You either need to get, you know, I think with 12 needles or one giant fuck of needle into your abdomen, an injection in the right time, or you know you're dead. But generally, we have something against rabies. Imagine that. Rabies. A thing people died from. But here's the thing. If you're not from the USA, or generally, you never think about rabies. And the reason for that, and I know my parents still were like, yeah, watch out for that, watch out for this. But truth be told, if you live in Europe, there are basically no rabies anymore. And if they happen, it's getting a big, oh shit, we need to do something. Because turns out, the moment we developed vaccines, we were like, wait, we can make a vaccine against rabies. And then we can just like put slices of cheese or sausage laced with that vaccine in the wild. And everyone who eats that gets vaccinated. And then animals who eat those vaccinated animals also they just vaccinated the shit out of the wild animals. Quite literally, rabies is not a problem anymore because due to preventative measures, it just became a non-issue. Like, preventative care is the bigger part of the medical miracle. Like, remember what one of the biggest medical breakthroughs was? Quote unquote. Rigorous hand washing. It prevented so much. And again, the word pops up again. prevention. How much can be prevented is a much, much more important number than can we cure this. Because here's the thing. People now say, oh, we might have found a cure to AIDS. And here's the thing. That's fantastic. Like, genuinely, that's fantastic. I cannot tell you how much of a crime it is that AIDS and HIV is even around. Like, it's a long, like I think HIV and AIDS is the perfect encapsulation of the arrogance of the white, Western colonial, cis heteronormative mindset. It is the direct result of everything, and I'm not shitting you about that, because you need to keep in mind, first of all, there's more than one strain of HIV. There's HIV A, B, C, D, E, and F. So we have quite a lot of variants of HIV. The thing is, they're all kind of exclusively only happened in West Africa. And also, crucially, we know in which regions they are mainly present, and that they mainly spread due to the fucking Belgians. Yep, it's okay. Americans later on, but the thing that basically brought HIV even into a big picture was the fucking Belgians. You're now wondering, okay, but how? Well, see, the Belgians kind of had like probably the most brutal colonial empire in Africa, period. And I know this is harsh to say considering the British exist, but no, the Belgians were like just slightly worse, I would say. They all suck, but like the Belgians were like their own level of evil to the big degree, okay? So here's the thing. The Belgians went, hey, we have this nice little place in West Africa called the Congo. We want to build a railway through it. So they did with slave labor. And the thing is basically they just, quote unquote, took a lot of locals and forced them to build under inhuman conditions to work on that railway. Now, the thing is, they were apparently pretty clear that these people needed something, so, there was like a lot of drugs, alcohol, because like, if people are forced to work, you still want to get them compliant. So one of the things they also, quote unquote, provided was women. They, it was forced sex work. Simple as that. And this is why HIV, mainly spread in the first place. And the thing is, again, HIV, I said this in another stream, HIV as a virus kind of sucks. Like, yes, it is pretty bad to have, that is not the question. The thing is more, the transmission of HIV is not, like every other virus can, like, exist outside of the body for a certain while. HIV can't. HIV needs direct body-to-body transmission. Period. And I mean, not even in the, your clothes and everything and that was it. No, it needs to be specific bodily fluids injected directly into the other body. It's horribly bad. But due to, the Belgian mass rape, it was proliferated. And then, people brought it over to the United States. And here's the thing. We also know that this was definitely due to white people that went to the Congo, because here's the thing. Remember when I told you there are actually multiple strains of HIV? Yet the thing is, the one we know as HIV is HIV-B. 98 to 99% of global infections from HIV is one singular strain. And it quite literally only happened due to sex tourism. Kind of insane. But yeah. And that's the thing, you know? You basically have the Belgians create all of this, well, poverty and basically the basis for sex tourism in the Congo. White people going there and exploiting that and bringing it back to the States. And then, you know, the next thing comes in. The homophobia. Because I think this part people know, but, and this is kind of crucial, by the way, HIV was actually very prevalent in a lot of classes of people. The reason why it was, I mean, yeah, it did spread in the queer gay community a lot, but also a crucial point here is, one of the reasons that we even know so much about that, and this is a big thing they keep pointing out, is that the statistic is in general skewed, because people who would have had HIV, who, you know, were just heteronormative relationships, and a lot were, we get to that, why that was the case, didn't talk about that. The reason HIV became known as the gay disease was literally just due to the fact that the first people who were openly talking about it and also were openly ready to work with scientists on it were gay people. That's why I even knew this disease existed. Because the spread of HIV was through blood banks. Yeah, that's a different problem, right? That's a pretty big different problem. Yeah, even with medication, all of that. Even without medication, this could have just been prevented by just, you know, safe sex, knowing, you know, testing the blood banks, just like big testing initiatives, etc. That is the problem. And yeah, then, you know, the homophobia of Reagan struck, because it's Reagan. It's always Reagan. We always will come back to the same people. It's either Reagan or Thatcher. It's one of the two, depending on where you are on the globe. But yeah, it could all have been prevented. That's the thing. Preventative measures are like the biggest strength we have in, well, medicine, period. I cannot stress this enough. From small things like, do you need to have like your teeth pulled and replaced, or just will you have your teeth until you are like fucking old? That's one thing. To the very big, hey, there's a fucking black plague going through the country, through the countries. How about we just quarantine ships on islands first to check if it breaks out on them, and then they can come into the harbor. Yeah, that's where the quarantine came in. the people of Venice just were like, no. You need to wait a bit until you can join. Until you can come in.
Are you about to say Venezuelans?
No, Venetians.
I know that's what you said in the end, but it sounded very much like you stopped yourself at for Venezuelan.
It probably just sounds like that because of the fucking wire. Ah,
There.
I hate it. Oh, can I wanted to get some tape and just put it over. That's worse.
Enemy contact!
Yeah, preventative measures. Really, really important.
Okay, I got you! Let's move!
No, it's bad. It's really fucking bad. You know what? I need to really look up when the dentist opens, just so I can call him like first thing in the morning.
I spotted an enemy tank to your north.
Okay, they open at 8. Good. I know when to put my clock.
We now hold more objectives.
Looks like we put the whole internet provider thing off a bit.
Maybe, but you know what? I can go there tomorrow. No problem. You just need to come with me.
At 8.
I can also go later.
Mission is still on track.
I'm just saying, I need my sleep. Otherwise, my circulatory system says no.
Yeah, I know. No worries. I will just call them at 8 and ask when I can get there. So that's not a problem. It's just
It can be a problem if you wake me and I can't sleep anymore.
true. It's gonna be fun.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe sometime else.
Probably. Anyway, yeah. Prevent shit. It's better.
Attack support needed on the marked objective. Our forces have neutralized Alpha.
Yeah. I mean, hey, preventative measures are also just better in every single other point in life. Like, oh, hey, oh, you know, if something is, if some city is going to grow or some stuff. Oh yeah, maybe how about, just build a metro system or, beforehand. Just preventatively, you might need it. It's very useful to have, actually.
Be advised, hostiles are assaulting Charlie.
We need to rally defense on the marked objective.
Anyway,
I'm tracking an enemy helo north of your location.
Gonia, could you maybe close the window again?
What?
I'm getting cold. I am sorry. I'm very easily colded now. You are the person that heats in this relationship, okay?
Since when?
I don't know. It happened a few years ago. It just switched, okay? I'm getting cold. You're just the one that just is like, no, I'm gonna heat now. And you know that. See, the cold killed my avatar. Ah! Ah.
Objective Echo is now under our control. We need attack support on the marked objective. I've got eyes on an enemy vehicle that's very east. Contact enemy helicopter!
Our attack on Bravo is underway.
Contact enemy helo!
We are still controlling the fight. Keep it going.
Objective Bravo neutralized. Objective Bravo is under our control.
Okay, so. But yeah, the main thing, I think one of the big things I need to probably bring up today is just, well, the layoffs have happened, and oh god, I fucked up again. Okay, good. And, it sucks. Like, don't get me wrong, this is just, like, flat out fucking sucks, but like, people should not lose their job in, you know, in times like this. Even though I think, you know, with, like, sleeping over it, I think this one makes more sense than probably it makes more sense than how it appears on the surface. Again, I will reiterate myself. This still sucks, and people should not lose their job, and companies should, and I will be very clear here, just be absolutely more flexible in how they can apply or, you know, even get roles in the gaming industry. Because I think a big problem is it's just the fact that we live that the whole industry is unsustainable due to the fact that it's also probably to a degree not flexible. Like, let me be clear here. The gaming industry, especially in the West, has worked on and off on a very much hire who is useful basis, and then drop them when they are not anymore. This is, and I'm going to be very clear here, efficient in the short term, because to a degree, especially the bigger your game project gets, the more sensible it is to just hire someone who is very specialized in one role, and then, you know, when it changes, a lot of times you don't need that person anymore. This makes on paper sense. Again, the human cost, people can do more stuff. You could technically reskill them, and I'm not even going to get into the fucking rabbit hole that is the longer you actually keep people working for your company, the more the straight up knowledge you have. And we've actually just seen that recently. You know, we keep seeing that basically with nearly all games that, you know, especially Capcom does. Like, I know everyone points to Nintendo, but like, let's just be real here. Capcom is probably another big example. They're not perfect, obviously, but like, for example, RE9 came out and it's just one of those games that looks great, runs perfect without needing frame generation, is actually really enjoyable, and guess what? It's made by a guy and a team who has constantly made those games on multiple platforms. The less you have there's this thing of brain drain that is a problem in, especially I would say, Western studios, but it's also just a point of this idea of hyper specializing on things when you don't need to. That's a pretty big thing to put out, but yeah, I think this is like a major problem. And again, this doesn't mean, for example, this means that, for example, people, especially if you look at Japanese companies, you can actually see how people go into, you know, through the various types of projects they do. They sometimes have wildly different fields of expertise. Like, some people just genuinely work for a while in the audio department before they you know, coding, then audio, and like they work in different fields, so they can actually switch in the parts that they are good in. And it gives a lot of flexibility, because, like, again, you already have people that know how to work, that know what they want to do, and can just fluidly take over roles if someone dips out. That is really good. Meanwhile, if you look at the Western model, it's almost either everything works as planned, or the person that they just hired for one specific job is, well, we don't need them now. But yeah. I need to be honest with you, I'm still pissed, because, like, again, people should not lose their jobs. And I was also, like, a bit wondering, because I know a few people that work on the game, like, oh, are you affected? Turns out they're not. which is good. Then I noticed one thing. Most of these people have generalist roles, like they work in audio design, etc. And I think I know why the layoffs happened. Because there's a big, God, hi bot. Mods, please, we need the mods in chat. Fucking wire. Hi. But yeah, the thing is, I think what actually happened, because like, you know, people are now like, oh, they just generally killed people. I'm like, I think what this means, and this might be the announcement in a few weeks when, you know, the third season comes around. They're gutting the Battle Royale. I think that's what they're doing. Because here's the thing. Battlefield is doing well. And like, I don't think they have never had this many. Like, even when, you know, this was like, it's one of those things to hear, like, okay, 2042, like, worked, but also didn't have this at the point, like, okay, I think the big part is they're cutting the Battle Royale. And at that point, it makes suddenly more sense why that. But again, it still sucks because people lost their job and they shouldn't have lost their job. This is undeniable. And maybe the fucking game industry should just go and like genuinely have more flexibility in like where can we repurpose people. But this is probably the reason why the layoffs happened. We will probably hear soon. RedSec is going to be dead, and I'm not surprised. RedSec has not been doing well at all. Like, okay, it came out. A lot of people played and streamed it. But we're basically seeing the same fucking thing that happened with RedSec with Battlefield 5. Like, I'm not even joking when I say that RedSec is literally just Firestorm 2.0. Right down to the same fucking release schedule. Because here's the thing. Just so you know how it happened. Firestorm came out, a bunch of people played it, everyone basically switched back to the base game. Everyone was really pissed that, you know, missions in the Battle Pass, where just specifically do this in the Battle Royale mode. And then literally the next season, oh yeah, here's some, here's one or two new locations on the map, and oh yeah, we removed all the assignments that forced you to play Firestorm, and then it was dead. It was just done. They never did anything anymore with it. Now RedSec comes out, everyone plays it for a bit, switches back to the base game, complains about the Battle Royale missions in the Battle Pass. Next season, there are no more Battle Royale missions in the Battle Pass. The you know, the Battle Royale gets like two new things on the map. It would be dead by season 3. And I get it. I don't know what they will do later on, but this like actually makes the most sense because again, we don't have like hard numbers on how many people are actually playing the Battle Royale, but we have indicators. Like, okay, Battlefield, for example, is currently running all right. It has problems, but I mean, a bunch of these problems are because, let's just be real here, they kind of designed this game to a big degree about balanced around the battle royale. Now, they now promise there are going to be extensive vehicle and weapon rebalances coming in the next seasons. You know, coinciding with, you know, the biggest map so far, the Gormwood Railway remake. What I think this is also to a degree hinting at is they're just ditching the fucking thing. There's gonna be probably some bigger reworks coming in for the classes and how the movement works and everything, because they don't need to basically wrap it around the goddamn battle royale anymore. And that's good, because I think more people would play this game if they actually stopped having these like very mediocre battle royale aspects. But yeah, at some it suddenly just makes more sense, because it's like, oh, why has why has literally the best-selling game of last year layoffs? And the answer is, yeah, the base game is doing well, the multiplayer is doing well, because the few metrics that we have are all pointing towards RedSec is not popular, but the main multiplayer still is to a big degree, because, and I know outside metrics are, and especially player numbers, are always quote-unquote overrated. But here's the thing. Battlefield probably has around 100,000 to maybe 200,000 people in a week, like playing daily. That's just like a thing. There are more people on other platforms than PC. That's another point. But the thing is, people are playing. That's a big thing. Now, a key part here is to keep in mind. The only numbers we can actually have access to is Steam and Twitch. Now, we have two major behavioral metrics that point towards the fact that RedSec is not popular. First of all, barely anyone is streaming RedSec, and even less are watching. That is already like a big indicator, like, because Battlefield in itself, and I know this myself, is not a really popular game to watch, right? So when I sit here and say, yep, you know, I'm speaking to like a small crowd, but like I can look it up, and 2,000, 3,000 people are watching Battlefield 6. 200 are watching RedSec. They're two different categories. That is a big indicator, by the way. Whoops. I know what you were trying to do, DICE, but you gave us a pretty big indicator. But a lot of people want to watch the mode specifically made to be watched. That's not really a good metric to have. Second, we also know, and again, this is less, how many people are playing and more, when are they playing? People are always coming in waves when new content drops for the multiplayer. Always. If the Battle Royale was popular, we would see a much more steady flow there. Or, you know, they would come when only stuff for the Battle Royale drops. But people always came for stuff even exclusively in the multiplayer. So we can definitely see that one of the main driving forces behind player retention is the multiplayer. And so I think what probably just happened is they looked at the fact that RedSec just costed them millions, didn't really did anything, and so they're just gutting it. like, I don't know how to react to that. Listen, I'm not a Battle Royale person. I've been always saying the Battle Royale was a very dumb idea. Like, just completely idiotic. Not just because, you know, just because, like, it's a bad assumption about the player base in general. Like, I know people nowadays, like, always look back to this and say, oh, but if game XY would have been better... Listen, Firestorm was fun. It was fine. The fact that Firestorm failed was just simply due to the fact that the people that wanted to play Battlefield didn't want to play a Battle Royale. Because, crucially, and I need to be very clear here, a lot of the stuff that you get from a Battle Royale is very, 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 very similar to what you get from a Battlefield game. But, and here's the crucial difference, it's slightly shifted. Slightly. Like, Battlefield is, you can just hop onto a vehicle and have fun. Battlefield is, you can respawn. Battlefield is, there's just a bit more chaos going on and it's a bit more casual. Battle Royale is, quote-unquote, a bit more high stakes. The thing is, if you want to have if both offers a similar feeling, but one is just quote-unquote more work to get into, guess what most people will gravitate towards? It's not me saying that Battlefield should not have a free-to-play offering. I think that is actually not a bad idea. It's just they should not put it into Battle Royale or Extraction mode or any of that, because at that point you will build something that will detract from the main game. You cannot just slap your main game into it and expect it to work.
Gracias.
Objective marked. Support the attack.
And also iBot. Finally, rid of the bots. Yeah, that is a really big thing to keep in mind, and I think that is the biggest miss they had. And so them now saying maybe we just cut the thing that obviously no one hey John, how you doing? You know, getting rid of that is, I get it. This doesn't defend, by the way, this does not defend that people lost their job. This is probably more in the case of, holy shit, you hired people for something, they would probably fail at it. Now, we can also dissect how RedSec is pretty mediocre compared to other Battle Royale games, so people have already bought into other Battle Royale games, so... But yeah, again, I think this is more a case of these people should not have been quote-unquote hired in the first place for this thing, because it was basically kind of an idiotic thing to do. Now, you could obviously say with hindsight, well, I told you so, but also like, holy shit, I told you so. You can scroll back. I've talked about this a lot, how I think Battle Royale is a dumb idea for a Battlefield game, no matter how some people individually might like it, because most people will just ignore it. So yeah, this might be more of one of the cases where, like, the moment you think about it, oh yeah, this actually makes more sense, because, you know, probably not affecting the multiplayer, because they probably noticed the multiplayer is the one thing people like to play, and they rather double down on stuff for the multiplayer. But it's not, and cut the losses, but it still sucks. It's basically still another symptom of, holy shit, there's so much mismanagement in the gaming industry for running into obvious problems. And again, now we just get faced with so many multiple things at once, because again, I do think this is because they got into the Battle Royale. Yes, most people who were working on the Battle Royale were basically hired to specifically only do that, and actually switching them around might be hard because they're specialized positions. And at that point we can, go the whole conga lineup. Yeah, this was all this was a dumb project to begin with, which it was. Period. It should not have been done like that. To quite literally, holy shit, the whole gaming industry is such just a problematic juggernaut that doesn't know what it wants to do. That quite literally the workers are suffering due to that because there is no flexibility. Because I can almost tell you, if with Season 3, with Golden Railway and the reworks, the player numbers rise, they will start hiring again. But for different job positions that maybe people from the Battle Royale team could have filled, but because during that moment it is easier to just let rid of them and rehire later if it's if that part needs to be scaled up, they just lost their job. Which is frankly an absolutely insane way of running a business, because you don't want to lose your workers. Yes, you can rehire. Yes, it will probably not be like the worst thing in the end, but it's just not the best thing either, because the benefits of quite literally keeping workers and training them is a long-term stability and knowledge that we don't have anymore as much. Fucking wire! I hate it! And you know what the worst part is? Talking like this and getting irritated produces more saliva, making speaking harder. This sucks. This all just sucks. I don't want it to suck that much. So yeah, my guess. The Battle Royale will be axed. This is like quite literally the first sign. Probably the rest of the game will just keep running. it all sucks. And I will keep hammering my point that we need a big reckoning of how games are being made, because it just can't be anymore that we quite literally look at like it can't be how games have been made up until this point that this continues. It just can't. It's incredibly stupid. And
Our troops have secured.
I don't know. Again, I don't think there will be a crash. But there will be a very bad breakdown, especially in Western studios. Because I don't think all of them will collapse. Like, for example, a bunch of them just have too much money and they're too safe. I think the Japanese studios are generally also more safe because, again, their way of making things is just, yeah, it's just too stable for that. Like, again, to actually have a collapse, a global one, people across the globe would need to stop buying games. No. Like, for example, there is a, there are definitely problems right now. Like, for example, there's a RAM shortage, etc. But you know what the answer to that right now is?
Hostiles are attacking objective Echo.
Sony is delaying the PS6.
Objectives. Our forces are close to taking territory.
Stuff like Resident Evil 9 runs on pretty average PCs of today's time. The answer to a lot of problems is quite literally right now more performant games. And I think that is one of the big things that will happen. Next of all, oh hey, there's problems with like less money going around. True, doesn't really care. Again, some publishers do not care about that because they just have much more robust structures of making games. See, for example, Capcom, they will not stop making video games. Why should they, to a big degree? Again, these companies are not saints or anything. This is just they're working more efficiently. Then we can talk about how technically I would say Microsoft will probably also, like the Xbox division, will probably not go under because it's Microsoft. If Microsoft just isn't imploding and they're like still sitting on tons of cash, this will not happen. Sony also very stable still. Nintendo won't go away. From the big Western publishers, I actually do think, especially depending on if the deal now does break thanks to Donald Trump just breaking off a fucking war in the... Okay, anyway. Yeah, apparently the war with Iran might actually kill the deal with EA being sold to the Saudis. On multiple levels, which is just fucking hilarious, actually. Yeah. Ubisoft might be cooked, though. They have, they could save themselves, but they just have mismanaged. Holy shit, has Ubisoft mismanaged? I think no other company has failed to keep up with current gaming trends as Ubisoft did. They're like the forerunner for that, and I don't know if they are the next THQ. They might be, but it would be for incredibly stupid reasons, actually.
Hostile troops have secured more objectives.
I think Focus and Saber will also stay there because they are very stable. Again, a bunch of the mid-sized ones will probably just keep being a thing. Embracer might implode. Embracer will probably implode though. Embracer is too stupid for its own good. They just bought too much. They made the dumbest deals. It's not that they don't have things to keep them alive. They're just run by idiots that won't realize how their company should make money. So that's my that's my forecast. Japanese devs will be pretty safe, mostly. They generally have a more robust company structure, also due to Japanese laws, mostly. That's a different topic. Even though apparently, yeah, some also just drank some Kool-Aid. Hey Nagoshi, what was that with, hey NetEase, I'm gonna make a new Yakuza-like. Oh, with the same scope, same scope. Ow, actually, can I get like 44 billion more? And like, what? Like, there's a certain amount of, I think there's a certain comedy genre in, you know, times of reading, oh, Game X didn't manifest anymore, or people get laid off, or this might be gutted before it even comes out, and everyone is like, oh, this sucks. And then, you know, the additional information come out, and it's just like, oh, so it's self-inflicted. Oh. Like, I mean, what do you want to tell me that, Nagoshi didn't want to make a Yakuza-like, but more of a GTA-like, and just completely overshot in scope, and then just asked for, like, millions more from NetEase on the first game in a new IP? Like, I'm sorry, as much as I respect the output of the guy, that again, self-inflicted. But yeah, it sucks that an independent studio, you know, basically has to close down after putting out their own game. But like, I'm sorry, the whole story of Highguard is, holy shit, this was self-inflicted to a big degree. And while I really think there's a problem on the publisher side, there again, the comedy angle of there are bad news from this game industry, and so many times they are paired with someone at the studio also just shot themselves in the foot majorly. It's just like, I don't know what to tell you here about who should bail who out, because listen, if someone at the studio just fucks up, I'm going to be a bit of an asshole here, but say that should kind of be on them. Still sucks, but you know. But also, you know, a lot of times it's just the higher-ups at the studios fucking up, and not the people that get hired to make a game, who just get promised you can work on that until it's finished, which is, again, we live in a dumbest timeline. I don't know. People shouldn't lose their job. And people shouldn't make dumb decisions. And corporations shouldn't be so fucking rigid and unflexible to just keep running into mistakes. I think all of these things can be valid and equal at once.
You know what would help? A universal basic income.
Oh boy! Actually, yeah, that would help so many people just maybe at least do something on their own. But like, it's also funny how then people are like, oh, the indies will save us. And the indies are like, where's the money? And I mean that. Like, for example, I follow, what is her name again? I will not. You can also look her up on Blue Sky. There we go. At majorarlene.net, she works at Hellforge Studio, small indie publisher of mainly boomer shooters. They make they make really good work. Like, I can put my hand into the fire for them. They make really good work. And then people tell them to like, oh, you can just make the games online. And it's just like, yeah, she's working for the company, but as she points out, she works a day job to finance the indie publisher she's working at. Just let that sink in. Most indie publishers are not new blood. There are really good indie publishers out there, but like, so many indie publishers would need like their own Dusk or Gloomwood, Among Us, to even be able to have some portfolio to publish and support outside of their normal games. And like, think about that for a second. That many indie publishers cannot even fully pay their own staff to a degree. And yet people just say, well, the indies will save us. Indies should deserve money, first and foremost. Highly political stream again. Wowsy. But yeah, I'm sorry, indies deserve money, and indies will not be able to make the games of the future that people, because I think people do want to live in that, let's just call it what it is, fantasy world, where all the big publishers are evil, the devs did nothing wrong, and indies, they will just magically save everyone, and there will be no problem. There are always problems. Like, I cannot stress enough how much monetary support is just the biggest deciding factor of anything going good or bad. And I know we talked about New Blood. Probably also now thinking, yeah, but New Blood made it. Dave Oshry sold his house to get Rise of the Triad, that janky-ass reboot, over the finish line. He sold his house. Again, it paid off. They managed to actually make a publisher out of that. Too, even, like, I mean, Hyperg/3D Realms is still a thing. But guess what? One of them got bought up by Embracer. Because they needed money. And yeah, New Blood came later. They basically had luck that their first game sold pretty well. And this wasn't even Dusk. Keep in mind, this was like The first game New Blood Entertainment sold was Galaxy Fighter something. It was a shmup. It was a pretty simple shmup. And that gave them enough. Just enough, basically. To get Dusk over the finish line. And Dusk, I mean, I don't even need to mention Dusk at this point. That's like, it's their meme game. It's quite literally, I mean, they made basically an Amiga slash Commodore D-Make puzzle game out of it. And they made a fucking, they made a goddamn, how's it called? They're now making a dungeon crawler. It's just inspired by Doom RPG on the old phones. It quite literally will be released on mobile that has a fucking Nokia overlay to play with. Because... And... Yeah. Even them are milking like one IP they have, while the person who made that IP also just like mostly made horror shit and then went back to horror shit and then got basically twice lucky by the fact that Markiplier suddenly catched onto one of his games and was like, I want to make a movie out of that, and then turns out he's actually really good at that. Like, again, how a lot of people point out, Iron Lung is just good and we should drop the whole YouTuber did that label because it's just good. But also, yeah, think about how much luck they had to even get to where they are. The indie scene needs money. Period. Like... And a lot of the indie support, like the indie labels from big publishers that were like actually pretty big monetary ways to get into them, a lot of them just crashed. I think the most successful one still is ironically the one from EA. They put out some good ones. I mean, quite literally most... the most well-known ones are like the Hazelight ones. I think they now made at least 3 games with EA. And they're just happy. Which tells a lot. Like, keep in mind, having a running indie label that makes just, you know, where the devs want to come back to. Rare. But still, that's like the one surviving. Because I think Private Division from 2K is dead. Because I don't know anymore why. I think Private Division shut down. Yeah, nearly all of them just shut down. And this isn't like because they didn't have successful stuff coming out of them. Private Division, I think, was at the same time Outer Wilds and Outer Worlds. I know we can definitely beef about if Outer Worlds is a good game. I think the success of the second game, barely any success, kind of speaks to that to a degree. But also, it still sold, and they still shuttered it. It's just not good. I don't know. I don't know where to even go with all of this. Because it's stupid. It's just quite literally don't sign up. You know, or don't greenlight things that will backfire. Also, don't go and just Also, don't just go and like, don't fuck up as devs. Don't just be someone who's like, well, I just need a few more million to finish my game. You know, on first contract with the publisher, on the new IP. Like, don't. And also just be a bit more aware of what people actually want to play and how you market that. I think the main point I want to circle back to here is, like so much in life, this could have been preventable. What we are seeing is just like the end. It's not the end result of one thing, but just like a string of a lot of idiocy being built up over a long, long time. Like, that's it, right? When we hear nowadays of layoffs, I can definitely say there isn't just one evil person in that. There are sometimes valid reasons why they happen, but it still sucks, and it could have been prevented. It could have always been prevented. And the fact that this isn't a big point here, yeah.
Take what you can carry.
We have neutralized Alpha. Secure core objectives. Move to attack the marked objective. Our strategy is working. Be advised, Alpha is under attack. We no longer control Alpha. Be advised, enemy attack is underway on Delta. Enemy forces have captured Alpha. Be advised, the enemy now control more objectives. We have initiated our attack on Echo.
Contact! Enemy vehicle detected!
Attacking Delta.
Contact! Enemy vehicle! Smoke it! Eyes on AP!
We now hold more objectives. Secure our defenses.
Sorry, the wire. Okay, it's generally just like the wire right now.
Objective Delta is under control. Job, keep it up. Our troops have neutralized Alpha. We have maintained our advantage.
Take it out! Contact! Enemy tanks!
We are attacking objective Bravo.
Contact! Enemy tanks! Gonna need AT!
That's how we get things done around here. Enemies are attacking objective Charlie.
Enemy vehicle! Light up!
I mean, do we even want to start talking about the whole shit show that is the Middle East right now? Hell, even the pro-Israeli European politicians are now like, wait, these people don't have a plan. That's bad. It's like, oh boy, it's gonna be a very interesting development to witness if that continues. Because let me get this clear. There's a lot of, you know, support for Israel in a lot of European politics because they spend a lot of money. Same with like Trump and such. Like quite literally, two of his biggest donors are pro-Israeli billionaires. So it's no wonder why he keeps doing shit like, you know, the war and such. But it's like so obvious that he might be too dumb to actually make the correct call here. Because yeah, war with Iran is dumb. It was always dumb. It should have never been done. Congratulations, Donnie. You just basically prevented any real regime change. Because you're dumb.
Enemy kill out! Kill alert!
Also, like, remember the whole, you know, remember the big deal about the whole, oh no, Iran is so short away from actually developing a nuke? So here's a big thing. One of the key aspects of Ayatollah Khomeini was he didn't like nukes. Yeah, it's kind of a big thing to leave out of discussions a lot of times, but yeah, the guy, even though a lot of in the country in the regime were like, we should have them because that's the reason, you know, North Korea isn't being attacked. Also, there's like the whole Pakistan, you know, Israel has nukes, and so like, maybe we should have them. He was against them. Oh, you know, all the obvious reasons why countries should not have nukes. His son, though, he is for them. And he's probably going to take over. Masterful gambit. Like, and yeah, it's not gonna. When I'm saying it's his son is going to take over, the obvious thing why this happens is quite literally all the groups that were in opposition that could have, like he wouldn't have, because you know they basically, again, this whole attack just validated everything from the regime. So even probably a lot of oppositions would just end up in similar political positions. Like, there were fucking there were literal press conferences where people were asking Trump, oh yeah, who's going to be who's going to be in the next political government of Iran. He was just like, I don't know, they're dead. And the other ones that we had a backup, they're also dead. And you're like, oh. And the guy probably wants to send in ground troops. Because Trump is dumb. This might genuinely be the big political shift that will happen. Like, that will definitely reconstruct everything in the Middle East. And it's genuinely just because of Trump. I don't even think Trump will survive this. Like, right now, the whole thing only works because it's just, you know, rockets. But the moment they send in ground troops, nah, that's gonna be it. Anyway. I'm still like, wondering where everything will go. I don't think there will be like a great collapse happening, but I think we are like really close to a major paradigm shift. Like, there's a movement in England right now to get the government to apologize for the what was it called? I think the Balfour Declaration. So basically, the thing that basically enabled Israel and co to even exist after World War I. You know, the whole shit show about carving up the Middle East. That's where we're at, by the way. And also that probably slowly it's getting more and more unsustainable for politicians to keep supporting them, because how? think the big... Let me put it like this. The big arrogance that developed over the past decades is the whole... is the playbook. Like, let's just be really here. We're talking about the fact that right now, a lot of politicians still hope this is just maybe an extreme version of the playbook that happened so far all the time. Because, let's be real here. The, sending missiles and all that, that is not even that new. Like, everything we had so far, all, like, from the genocide in Gaza, etc. All of, on the surface, and by the way, I will say, they were always wrong. But the thing is that for the past decades, what always happened was they happened for a bit and then stopped. But right now, and this is the thing that probably most people thought, it was always just a, you're doing this a bit and then it stops. You're doing it, then it stops. Over and over and over. So you just need to, you know, wait it out, basically. That's it. Wait it out. That's horrible, and you could have always, you know, positioned yourself. Cowards, no question. Duh. But the thing is, City was always a waiting out of things. I think the big part that will now slowly break through is the fact that the fascists want to actually, quote-unquote, end this. And they're failing. They're horribly failing. Like, support for Palestine is at an all-time high. It's a continuous political topic that generally swings elections in the West. The support of one of the regimes is just, like, okay. One is very obvious, like, both are very obviously just fascistic regimes that just want to kill people, so, like, and, you know, are throwing basically their money into a dark hole. And I do think a lot of politicians are now, like, they are noticing that this might just be the end. They have to dip before it gets too bad. And give you a definitive answer, but I feel there is a big paradigm shift coming. Just everything is unsustainable. And, you know, unsustainable in the way of, you know what I mean. which is on the same rotation now, I guess. At least next week there is the new map, and probably because they always did it afterwards. There's a new free week coming in, so I will probably post about that on the Discord. But like, if it happens again, would definitely be there for an open lobby if someone wants to try out the game. Then hopefully I can speak normally again because my mouth isn't irritated to hell and back.
Grab what you can.
Attention, we need attack support on the marked objective.
Take what you can carry. I knew you had like that. Get them working on it. Secured more objectives. Objective Alpha neutralized. Attention, our troops have captured Charlie. Attention, the enemy has secured objective Alpha. Take what you can carry.
Oh yeah, has anything happened to you?
Now control more objectives.
Any amusing stories, interesting things? Talking privately, I just pulled off the greatest life hack today. I was able to surprise Agonia for her birthday because she just literally forgot it was her birthday. So the surprise was very easy. Girl, you forgot even that I had a package. I felt I had to be sneaky. Okay, this is actually very funny. So, I basically got her an album from her favorite band. I think we can call us your favorite band.
I don't know, but I like it.
Yeah, okay. If she likes us, yeah, so the thing is, basically, I had to get that album from a very specific place. It was like farther away out. And, crucially, this was even when my foot was still hurting a bit. So, I had to go out in the morning anyway, I think for like scans and such. So, my sneaky plan was, okay, I just hit the bus, drive out there, and just come back and be like, well, it just took a bit longer. But then they said, nope, you have to wait until the evening. Okay, so I had to tell Agonia I have to pick up the package. I didn't tell her what package it was or so, and she was just like, okay. And I swear, she already forgot in the evening about the package. When I came back and talked about how the shop where I just bought a few things for dinner there also had bagels. And she was like, oh, bagels, that's really cool. And that just overrode her whole point of why I was outside.
You're assuming there was something to her right then.
Yay! Like, I don't think ADHD is a superpower, but I can definitely say in this specific instance, it came in very handy. Very handy indeed, actually.
I got sight on enemy vehicle! Take it out! Grab what you can! Let's move!
Echo has been neutralized. The enemy still hold more objectives. We must take action.
Let's move!
Attack the marked objective.
I have one thing to solve now, though. I need to find out how, what is like the best way to get like music and files off a CD.
Take what you can carry!
Because we now have a bunch of CDs where we have to do that, and one of them is a little bit spacious, I would say.
Take what you can carry.
We have initiated our attack on Alpha. We have initiated our attack on
Enemy vehicle sighted. Take it out. Take care.
I have spotted a hostile helicopter.
Vehicle destroyed. Nice shot. Get down.
That was effective. I really cannot stress how irritating all of this is. I know I've said it before. Still. I hate it.
We are attacking objective Alpha. The enemy have maintained their advantage. We must gain control. All right, extracting the hostile. Attack support is needed on the marked objective.
Let's go! Take what you can carry! Take what you can carry!
Vehicle has been neutralized.
Let's go!
Objective marked. Hold the target. Hostile attack on Alpha vehicle.
Ow.
Hostile forces are still controlling the fight. Take their hold.
Damn it.
Move to attack the marked objective. We have secured 4 objectives.
Okay, what is up with people when, you know, you ping them that you're coming to revive them, they just quit. Utterly annoying. Utterly annoying. Truly. Ah.
We no longer control Echo. Come on! Enemy helo operating in your area. We must recover the mission. Hostiles are close to victory.
That went badly. I generally probably need something to this evening to just like even get to sleep because this is. I know. A lot of time, a lot in the stream is just complaining about the irritation, but holy shit, it's irritating.
Enemies are attacking objective Delta.
Objective Delta. Listen in. Hostiles now have more objectives. Out.
Let's go! Bring it down!
All right, we now control more objectives. Secure our defenses. Taking territory. Bravo is under attack. Our attack on Foxtrot is underway.
Sneaking around in here.
We now control more objectives. Secure our defenses. We have lost Gulf.
Hostiles now hold more objectives. Out. We are moving on objective Charlie. Grab what you can!
We've neutralized Charlie.
We're targeting objective Delta.
Bravo is under attack. All right, we have secured more objectives. Let's hold it. Defensive position needed on the marked objective. Objective Bravo captured by hostiles.
Ah, well, that killed me. Don't sneeze while shooting, kiddos. It kinda kills you.
Our forces control more objectives than the enemy.
I'm tracking an enemy vehicle east of your location.
Hostile rocket!
Be advised, the enemy is taking objective Bravo. Our forces are hitting Delta. Be advised, the enemy now controls more objectives.
Come on!
Objective Delta's been neutral.
What? Oh, those specifically. Huh.
We're close to taking ground. All squads, heavy armored vehicles are ready for deployment. Our forces have taken ground. Bravo has been removed from the map. Objective goal.
We need to rally defense on the marked objective.
We have secured more objectives. Let's hold it.
Be advised, we no longer control objective Foxtrot. I need a medic! Let's move!
Enemies are attacking objective Delta.
Be advised, the enemy now controls more objectives.
Foxtrot. Objective Foxtrot neutralized. Be advised, hostiles attacking Delta. Be advised, we've lost ground to the enemy. They've taken objective Golem off the map.
Really don't know what to say anymore. We talked about a lot today, and also I really do not want to open my mouth too much. Like, one of the reasons I basically— ow! Ow! And I think the fucking wire is also bending now. That isn't good. Why? Why do dentists not open at midnight? That's illegal. There should be a dentist on stand. Ow! There should be a dentist on standby. I have to sleep quietly, and yet—
Hostiles now hold more objectives. Out.
We're attacking Charlie. We are moving on objective Foxtrot. Charlie has been neutralized. We got enemies in our AO!
We now hold more objectives. Keep pushing. Alright, we've secured Foxtrot. Enemies are attacking objective Foxtrot. We're attacking Charlie.
I really just need to endure this. And then, you know, the sooner I sleep, the sooner I can wake up, and the sooner I can fix this shit.
Objective Charlie's now under our control.
Great.
Be advised, move to attack the marked objective. attacking objective Delta. We're attacking objective Foxtrot. The enemy holds all positions. We need to recover ground. Heavy armor cleared for combat. Be advised, the enemy holds the majority of objectives. They're close to taking ground. Objective Delta neutralized. We need to raise defense on a marked objective. Enemy forces are taking territory. Foxtrot's on the map. Capture all remaining objectives.
Ugh.
We're attacking objective Echo. Hostiles are attacking objective Charlie. Hostiles now hold more objectives. Out.
Yeah, some bugs happening again.
Move to attack
Ow.
objective. We are moving on Delta.
Here's some ammo for you.
Be advised, objective Echo is under attack. We are attacking objective Delta. We're moving on objective Charlie.
Come on! Go!
Hostiles have taken all objectives. Regroup and get us back in the fight.
Enemy vehicle sighted!
Attacking Charlie.
Ugh.
Attacking an enemy helo east of your location.
I think I will call it after this round because, like, yeah, talking really just starts stinging into the underside of my tongue. It's not nice. I really want to get this over. I'm so sorry. They stopped talking a lot because I really was like, oh yeah, no, this should be fine. Nope. Too much talking. So yeah, tomorrow hopefully Romeo's the Dead Man, if that is fixed. If it's not fixed, I might just skip tomorrow.
Our forces control more objectives than the enemy.
This is just... No, I hate this. This is not nice. It's progressively also getting worse.
Grab what you can!
Hostile attacking objective Delta. Be advised, the enemy now control more objectives.
Alright, let's take this objective! Let's go!
Enemy attack confirmed at Charlie.
Out of there. Yeah, sorry for the silence at the end. It is so unpleasant to talk right now. Hey, made some good progress today. Yeah, I think until next week we might even have the main ones down. Next week again with underground map. So they're the new gadget that you saw maybe. The recon will be very interesting to use. Do hope you all had some fun watching though and talking. Yeah, I can't talk anymore. I need this fixed ASAP. So hopefully tomorrow more Romeo's a Dead Man. You will see on Blue Sky if this happens or not. See you then. Bye.